What is up, guys? Jake from One Hive back with our next base breakdown video. As always, the man himself, Rex. What's going on, buddy?
Hey Jake, not much. It's so good to have the entire clan back after the scrimmage. The scrim was fun, but it's just no other feeling than having the entire clan back together.
Yeah, that's true, man. We have people that say that the few people that weren't able to or wanted to sit out of the scrimmage, they say it gets lonely over there. There's just about 5 or 6 guys in the clan, so I think everybody's happy to be back together. It was a good time. I hope everybody enjoyed the video on that. But to the point at hand, you and I have done several base breakdowns now at this point, and we even ventured off into a Town Hall 9, uh, the type of base and showing a base that could be 3-starred. But one thing we haven't talked about is sometimes in wars you get matched up, you get mismatches. Maybe you've got 7 or 8 Town Hall 10s and they've got 12 or 13. Well, unless your Town Hall 10s don't screw up, you've got to have some Town Hall 9 step up and get the 2-star on some Town Hall 10s. We've had it happen. I know the viewers have probably seen it happen. So that's what we're going to cover today. What type of base, what you're looking for, what you need to do to step up for your team, get that clutch 2-star that has to be taken care of because you're outnumbered. So start us off, Rex. Talk about this base. Talk about what we're looking for.
Yeah, thanks for the introduction, Jake. It's one thing that people need to keep in mind is even any Town Hall 10 is a very difficult attack because of the challenges the Inferno brings and all the new defenses. And a lot of times, even Town Hall 10s attacking Town Hall 10s is troublesome. But we got some beastly attackers in our Town Hall 9s. They step up to the challenge and practice against these Town Hall 10s. And this replay, Shu is a max Town Hall 9. He 2-stars this base, and the things to point out here, this base is completely maxed Town Hall 9 defenses with 2 Infernos that are level 2. He's got pretty high level Queen and King, so both level 20. He's got an Expo. So the only thing that's not maxed is the brand new Archer Tower and the cannon that he gets.
Yep.
On this base, Shu has no idea what level the Tesla was, but he has 3 level 7 Teslas and 1 level 8 Tesla. So those are pretty beastly Tesla levels as well.
Yeah, definitely. It's like you said, to me, anytime you throw Infernal Towers into the mix, especially once they're upgraded, even if you're a Town Hall 10, it can just go wrong so easy. I mean, it's not like it can't be done, and we have guys there's other clans that have guys that are specialists at 2-star and Town Hall 10s and just wrecking those bases. But it just seems like there's so many traps. The Infernos are so powerful. The heroes are usually pretty high level. It can just go to shit, just in nothing flat when you think everything's going well.
Yeah, you're totally right. And so there are so many little obstacles and calculations that you have to prepare for. But it is, as you can see, possible for a Town Hall 9 to attack up to a Town Hall 10, get a good 2-star. And Shu just wrecks the space. It's a very good attack. So
Yeah.
we're going to go ahead and start with the key points, what to look for in base identification in being able to take on a Town Hall 10. So first things first, you want to be looking at before we even get into that, your heroes need to be significant in level. And by that, I mean at least level 15 to 20, both Barbarian King and Archer Queen.
Yeah.
The higher the Archer Queen that you have, the better.
Yeah, that's a good point. A lot of times the Archer Queen is going to be what actually takes out that Town Hall. You've got to, you can't be rolling in with a level 10 Archer Queen, because what we're talking about here is, we did the base breakdown of the one that is possibly 3-starred. We're talking about something else now. We're talking about a base that, as a Town Hall 9, you don't have a chance of 3-star. It's not going to happen. So you've got to rush the Town Hall. You've got to treat it sort of like Town Hall 10s do, and the Queen's a big part of that.
Yeah, you're exactly right. So, one, you need to have high-level heroes, preferably higher than the defending Town Hall, but that's not necessary. There are ways to go around and destroy the enemy heroes pretty easily. But the second most important thing is either it has to have a very accessible Town Hall, or it has to have a lot of free percentage that you can snipe on the outside.
Yeah, I think that right there to me is a big key because here's the deal. Just like in Town Hall 10s, when you're attacking a Town Hall 10, it's sort of a dive or a rush for the Town Hall. You've got to get to that Town Hall to get that 2 star. And then that's why you'll see a lot of Town Hall 10s leaving a few troops behind to pick up those few percentage points at the end. Well, same thing as a Town Hall 9, only it's even harder. You've got to make a dive for that Town Hall, but don't forget you've got to get the 50% as well. So having a base where a few, even 3, 4, 5 buildings that you can sort of pick off without being hit by defensive buildings, that can be huge. It can make the difference.
Yeah, that's a good point. It's you don't have the luxury of max troops. You don't have the luxury of max army camps as a Town Hall 9. So you really need to be fully aware of what your troops are capable of. Um, let's go ahead and start with this base and why this base is an easy one for a Town Hall 9 to attack. Um, okay, sorry, it's not an easy one, but why it's possible for a Town Hall 9 to attack.
Right.
If you click on the air defenses, you'll see that there are a lot of defenses outside of the air defense, and a lot of buildings outside of the air defense that are not covered properly. So, just with Jake going through this, you can see this mortar has no coverage. This cannon has very little coverage. This archer tower has no coverage. This cannon also has very little coverage.
Yep.
And the way these are placed, too, if you take out these 4 defenses, look at how much free percentage you can get.
Yeah, definitely.
The top end is a little bit more troublesome because you have 2 archer towers protecting it, but you can still pick these off, these 3 buildings off for free. Once you get this left cannon, you got all of these buildings going for you.
Yep.
And same thing with the bottom. Once you get those, you got all this free percentage point.
Yeah, definitely. I agree. If you add all that up, that's a chunk. Probably talking about maybe upwards of 15, 20%.
Yeah, and so minions and archers are going to be your best friends at the end of the raid. But let's kind of go back to that a little bit later and talk about the most difficult part of the raid, getting that town hall.
Right.
Okay, so if you've been following our videos for now, you should be able to have a pretty decent idea of identifying base weaknesses, and what we just did with the air defense is one. But you can, just looking at this base, you can see that the top side is very point defense heavy. You've got 3-point defenses here, you've got 3-point defenses here. You don't know where the Teslas are, but it just happens to be Tesla, right. And I would guess that when I was looking at this base as well.
Yeah.
You got 2 expos that cover the top half, and you only have 1 expo covering the bottom half. So the bottom half is not as like the point defenses are about equal if you cut it in half here. However, this is so much more area that needs to be covered by these few point defenses.
Yeah, good
You've
point.
got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Well, and so much more buildings that have to be covered. Look at, there's a lot of dead space up here. You know what I mean? It's like this is all dead space as opposed to down here. It's sort of chock full.
Yeah. So these Teslas are one of the scariest things for Town Hall 9s, but they are still manageable. One of the most difficult things is when they pop out, they halt all your troops. So
I think you could attack it, which we'll see later how Shu does, sort of from this angle, or come in from the top left. I mean, those are the two the only two that make sense, really.
Yeah, and you're completely right. The reason why you cannot attack from this direction or this direction, well, you can, but it's so difficult. It's because this Archer Queen is going to pull you away from the Town Hall.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, if you're coming in from the bottom left and your troops are on the town hall, she's going to hit your troops, and your troops are going to be aggroed down right straight into the inferno.
Right.
Same thing. As your troops are trying to get into the inferno and to the town hall, she pulls you to the right. So the only way you can do it is to use the queen's positioning against them.
Right. Yeah. Makes perfect sense.
Yeah. And so one way, if you attacked from the top left and you went down, the queen would pull your troops to the town hall, which is a nice little effect, and that's kind of what I prefer. But it doesn't have to be that way. The other option, and this is what Shu opts for, is to pull the queen away from Inferno range and fight her outside, take care of her, and then get access to the town hall.
Right. Get her taken care of before his troops get into those nasty infernos, because the real weakness that you have as a Town Hall 9 taking on a Town Hall 10 is that you don't have that freeze spell. There's no way to put the pause button on all that massive damage coming in. So if you're coming in and you can't stop it and you're engaging in this area, you've got this X-bow, probably starting to get this X-bow, Inferno Tower, wizards or archers shooting in, mortars firing in. It's just overwhelming because you don't have that free spell. You can't put the pause on it and mitigate that. So you've got to sort of either take, Rex said, you got to either take care of her, get her out of the way, or use it to your advantage.
Yeah, that's a good point. You should have a good idea of this. This is of course going to take some practice, so you should have a good idea of how much damage the Inferno Towers are inflicting on your troops. So if you are trying to practice to take out Town Hall 10s for your clan, push up to Masters. Masters 1, 2, or 3. Take out some Town Hall 10s. Most of them are going to be preemie, and then once you get pretty good at that, push up even higher and try to practice against those.
Yeah, that's a good point, man. Let's in the second time. Let's move on. Talk about unless there's something else you want to touch on. Talk about the clan castle, the lure, which is obviously a very important part of this. You can't just rush it and say, "Hey, forget the clan castle." It's too much damage coming at once.
Yeah. Before I get to the clan castle, I do want to make a couple of comments.
Go ahead.
The direction of your attack, you really need to calculate the number of storages in your pathway. Especially if they're in front of the Inferno. If there were storages in front of here, you definitely want to avoid it. Luckily, this guy put all of his storages outside of Inferno range, so when your wizards and P.E.K.K.A.s and your other troops, your heroes are coming in, they don't have to waste that time dealing with the Infernos.
Yeah, that's a great point.
The storages in front of their troops.
Yeah, the last thing you want is your troops stopping in front of a multi-Inferno and beating on a elixir storage for a few seconds.
Right. Especially that Archer Queen. Since you're relying on that Archer Queen to do most of the heavy lifting and doing all the attack power, and hopefully even locking onto the Town Hall so you can press that ability. If she has to hit a storage or an Expo, or even a Clan Castle right before the Town Hall, it's going to be troubles.
Yep.
Okay, so to your next point, the Clan Castle. The Clan Castle lure has to be fairly cheap. And by that I mean it has to be less than 30 camp space if possible. And if you are using 30 camp space, you need to be getting a lot out of it.
Right. This one's not that bad. And like you said, it doesn't need to be that bad because at Town Hall 10, you can make the clan castle so ridiculous to lure, especially if you trap it and things like that, that honestly, it sort of takes Town Hall 9 out of the game, in my opinion.
Yeah, and I agree with you. That's a good point. The clan castle, if it takes too much to lure, or it's just because you don't have the troop space as a Town Hall 9 to support it, and Shu ends up luring from the bottom here. I probably would have lured differently, but the way he does work out. Because of these air defenses, I would personally end up using loons or some form of loons on the bottom here to push up to this expo and get to range.
Yeah.
Shu ends up using hogs, which works for him.
Yep.
But if you are going to be using the way Shu does, he needs to clear out these defenses and make sure those defenses go down. That way he can get that percentage points.
Right. That's one thing we talked about before the video started. That one of the things that we both agreed on is we probably would have lured differently. My main reason being is that the spell he uses, you've only got four. It's too valuable. You'll see later he drops a heal spell right here to keep his hogs up while the lure continues. Now, Rex and I both sort of agreed. Had he sent loons in like this, we only had to do one there and two, and maybe even three and three. Now that's a lot, but now he's going to take out all of these defensive buildings, and now look at all this free stuff you've got down here, all these percentages. And remember, that's a big deal. The percentages is a big deal. Sometimes getting the clan castle is not that hard, but getting that 50% is the tricky part. So probably would have done it differently, but hey, Shu made it work, and he made it look pretty easy.
Yeah, yeah, and back to talking about Shu's replay. What he ends up doing is sending 5 hogs to hit this archer tower. They bounce off and destroy this cannon, and his heal covers them both. One of the bad things about this lure, and this doesn't take away from Shu's skill. Shu is an excellent raider, but it was a very risky move because this archer queen is protecting that cannon.
Mm-hmm.
So those hogs are under fire, under a lot of DPS. I don't know the exact amount of damage the level 20 archer queen does, but it's very significant.
Oh yeah, it's massive. It's massive. Probably 2 to 3 shots take a hog outside of heal. 2 to 3 shots, that hog's dead.
Yeah, and he's pretty lucky that this cannon goes down because the way his golems path in kind of go this way, and both come in this way. Right. Had this cannon not gone down, they would have come this way, and it would have been a little bit more difficult for him to raid.
Yeah, could have veered off and caused him problems, I agree. But hey, it did work out, so we won't harp on that too much.
Yeah. So I personally would have lured with loons up this way, and then after the lure, done exactly what Shu did. Bring them out here. So you're gonna want to bring witches, but when the opponent has 2 multi infernos, you never want to bring Go Wee Wee. And I see this mistake a lot. Go Wee Wee is the worst army composition when you're facing 2 multi infernos as a Town Hall 9. You are really relying on those free spells if you want to go Wee Wee 2 multis.
Yeah, I would say you would probably think everything was going well until you got to about this point right here on your entry, and then at that point it would pretty much be over quickly because the multis can take out those skeletons in like literally less than a second, and then there's your witches exposed, and she's got a second or two before she spawns more skeletons, and she's going to be dead.
And not just the skeletons, but the wizards just get melted. They can't even last a full second under level 2 multi fire. So
yeah.
So the army composition you do need to bring is anything with high HP, and so that leaves you your P.E.K.K.A.s or Valkyries. And when there's 2 multis infernos, the Valkyries are very slim unless they're in the same compartment and they're right next to the town hall.
Right. So
Shu does the right choice here and goes with the Go Wipe.
Yep, I agree.
Knowing that you're going to take Go Wipe, what would you take in your clan castle?
Here's the deal. For me, if I'm a Town Hall 9 attacking a Town Hall 10, you've got to be able to take those Infernos out. If you don't take the Infernos out, it doesn't matter. Nothing else matters. You're not going to get the Town Hall, especially when they're protecting it like this. So I would throw the Max P.E.K.K.A. in there like Shu did. I guess the only other real argument could be a Max Golem, but the difference between a Max P.E.K.K.A. and a level 3 P.E.K.K.A. is much greater than the difference between a level 3 or 4 Golem and a Max Golem, in my opinion.
Yeah, you're completely right. I agree with you. Max P.E.K.K.A. all the way if you have to deal with 2 multi-infernos. There's just no reason for you to be taking a Max Golem because you need to make sure that Town Hall goes down.
Yep.
And the Golem will never target the Town Hall.
Right. Yeah. He's just going to be blocking it. And again, you look at the HP difference. Yes, there's a difference for that golem, but it's not as drastic as you would think. I mean, it's there and it matters, but not like a Max Peckham. Those Max Peckhams are beastly.
And you're right. Maybe Supercell will bring level 4 Pekkas down to Town Hall 9, but between Town Hall 3 or Pekka level 3 and Pekka level 5, it's just too significant
Yeah.
to opt out of that Max Pekka.
Yep, I would agree. But I think you're right. I think Shu brings him over here to the side. He does the normal clan castle kill that you've seen us do a million times, witches, wizards. That all works just like it normally does on any other raid. So there's nothing really to talk about there. But then it's getting your troops into into the core and headed towards that town hall.
Yeah, so what he does is he knows he's going to drop a golem here. This golem is going to target that cannon, and so the only thing he needs to make sure is after this golem, before this cannon goes down, he needs to break this wall.
Yep.
And if he does that, this golem is going to go inside that little compartment there. He does send in another golem at this angle. I personally probably would have attacked another golem at this angle so that you just get full coverage and then you can deploy wizards all around.
Right.
If you deployed wizards here, you can cut off the funnel and make sure any troops you deploy on this side will go straight into the core.
Which is important. I mean, we've talked about this all the way from level 8, from Dragon Raids, all the way up now to Town Hall 10s. It doesn't matter. You've got to break that trash ring. You've got to make your funnel. Otherwise, your troops are going to circle around the base. It's just the way the game works.
And then the thing the Shu does really well is calculate for a jump spell. I'm going to take away all this.
Yeah.
So, can you click the right Inferno?
You bet. Oop, missed it. There we go.
Unfortunately, as a Town Hall 9, you don't have that free spell, so there's no way your wall breakers will ever destroy any walls in an Inferno ring.
Yep.
And as you can see here, this wall is completely covered by the Inferno ring.
Yeah.
So the only way you can get inside that core is using a jump spell.
Yeah, I agree. I think it wouldn't matter if they were raged. You're not breaking that wall. It's not happening.
So if there's enough troops and the wall breakers are not, if you're spamming a ton of troops, then there's the way. Shu does drop. I don't remember the exact positioning, but I think it's like a jump spell, like right there.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, and it's really nice because he knows what he's doing. He cuts off the trash ring up on top. He cuts the trash ring down the bottom. So he knows every single troop that he's deployed in between here. His king, his queen, his Pekkas, his golems, his wizards, and witches are all going to go towards that town hall and dive that town hall.
Yeah, and this base kind of has a nice natural funnel. Now, you do have to break the trash ring, but once you do that, everything is funneling into that town hall, into that center of the base.
Yeah, and there's a lot of ways you can do it. You can actually cut off this ring, cut off these two sides, and go straight in.
Yeah.
Same thing for the other side. This really doesn't matter. The thing that's most important is your spell timing and your deployment.
Yeah, I would say his spell placement and timing is probably what ensured him the 2-star on this, but we'll see that as we get to the replay a little later.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and wrap this up a little bit. The army composition you're going to be wanting to take really depends on each base, but a base like this, you're going to want at least 3 Pekkas and 2 or 3 golems. You're going to want around 10 Wiz. Unfortunately, you don't want too many Wiz because the Wiz cannot get in Inferno range. You don't want more than 1 or 2 Witches.
Yeah.
Keep that low. And then wall breakers will depend on how many walls you really need to get into. If there's too many tiered walls, then unfortunately there's no way for you to destroy a Town Hall 10.
Right. Well, and one thing that we need to not forget about when we're building our army there is what we talked about early on is having a few minions, archers, something to grab those last few crucial percentage points.
Yeah, so I probably would have taken around 3 or 4 minions and 3 or 4 arch here, personally. But Shu does a great job with his deployment. He doesn't need 3 or 4 arch. I think he only takes like 2 minions and 2 arch. But he still gets well over 50% on the
Oh yeah,
space.
he blows 50% out of the water. Before we get to the replay, what about spells? What would you bring? What Shoe brought, or would you bring something different?
I would have personally brought one jump and 3 rages.
Yeah.
Shu brings one heal for those hogs, which ends up working. But you never want to take any healing spells as a Town Hall 9 because those Infernos will just wreck you.
Right.
The only time you want to take healing spells is if you're going to mass swarm single targeting Infernos.
Right. That sounds good. All right. Well, does that pretty much cover it, Rex? Is there anything else we need to cover before we get to the replay?
No, I think that's pretty much it. If you have any questions, of course, let us know.
Yeah.
We'll try our best to answer them.
Yeah, if we didn't cover something, drop it in the comment section. But let's get to the replay. Let's check out the way Shu did it. I think you guys are going to like it. Like we talked about, he's going to go ahead and drop his hogs right here. They're going to come in. Obviously, that archer tower is going to go down quickly. And then right here, now they're in range. The lure starts happening. And like Rex said, that queen's shooting in on him right there. Boom, boom, boom. Hogs are going down. The cannon goes down, and he gets the finish of the lure. And actually goes ahead and takes out that wizard tower, which was sort of a bonus. So it did work. It was effective. But he did have to use a spell on it. So that's pretty valuable. Drops down his witches, his archer queen. The golem goes down. Right here's the second golem going down. And right there, those wizards are going down, breaking the funnel. Breaking the ring, creating his funnel as the rest of the clan castle troops are getting taken care of. Right there comes the wall breakers now. His golems can go straight in. They can start tanking for that archer queen. She's going to get taken care of right here. First rage goes down just as his first troops get in range of that multi-inferno. As they're getting in, the wall breakers let him into the second compartment. Right there, he drops another rage, keeping everything going, and that jump spell goes down. Okay, that's the huge one right there. That lets him all the way into the core, lets him get to the infernos, lets him get to the town hall. You see the queen back there just sniping. Boom, boom, boom. That's perfect. King kind of veers off, but it's okay. He's going to be down there doing his thing. Town hall goes down. His Pekkas are in there. Everything's going great right here. He's at 44%. Everything's starting to peter out here and go down, but look right here. A couple of minions down at the bottom. Right there. Boom, boom. Extra percentage points. That wizard's taking it out. The king's still doing a little bit of tanking for that cannon, which turns out to be pretty big as well. Right there, he crosses the 50% barrier. It's like we talked about. You got to have that strong dive to get to the town hall because there's so much damage there. But you've got to have a few things. Right there, you'll see he drops a few more troops for a few more percentage points. That's crucial. You're always going to need a few extra percentage points. So just be ready for it. Plan for it. You'll see he ends at 56% there. So just a beast attack. Just wreck that Town Hall 10. That's as good as it gets, guys. Don't be kidding yourself and saying, okay, I'm going to 3-star this or I'm going to get 80%. If you can do that right there, that 2-star was never in doubt. That's what you're after. So really nice attack shoe. Anything else you want to add, Rex, before we close this up, man?
No, I think Shu's a beast. This is not the first time he's done it either. He's been doing this consistently war after war, so he's gotten a lot of practice.
And it does.
Everyone else should be practicing.
Yeah, it does take practice. We were talking about this before the video as well. It's like I've not done this. I focus so much on trying to specialize, I guess, in taking out higher level Town Hall 9s with the 3-star that I've never really went up and done this. And it's something I probably need to do. It's something, especially before you start venturing to decide to go to Town Hall 10, you probably should be doing some of this. It helps your clan. It helps you. It's just a win-win.
Yeah. There's one thing that I forgot to mention at the end. If your Barbarian King is getting close to the multi-inferno, sometimes it's very helpful for you to activate his ability right then and there so that all the barbs that he spawns is soaking up all that damage so the wizards have a few more seconds to do that damage.
Yeah, that's a nice tip too, especially if he's high level and spawning more barbs. So good tip there, Rex. All right, guys. Rex, man, really appreciate it. We need to do some more of these coming soon. Hope you have a Merry Christmas, though, buddy.
Yeah, likewise. I hope everyone has a happy holiday. We will see you after Christmas.
All right, man. Guys, hope you enjoyed it. Until next time, Jake and Rex from One Hive doing our best to help you guys suck less.